What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leake. We got the co-host, Amanda, ready to talk some NFL draft. Is tomorrow night, finally.
Yeah, finally. My favorite thing about the draft is we can draft perfectly for every team, and 0% of the teams will actually do what we recommend, and then it bites them in the ass later. So I love just seeing men make bad decisions. It's great.
John Abraham, All-Pro Abe, 15-year NFL defensive end. Great to have you on as always. Are you excited for the draft tomorrow night? You gonna be watching?
You know what, man? And I can honestly say, like this year, I don't know why it hit me kind of like not painful, but dang, it's like it's been 26 years since I've been drafted. Last year was kind of like exciting because it was 25 years, and I was like, oh yeah, 25 years. But this year, I was looking at the old photos. You know, I've been dealing with my mental health stuff. I'm way past that now. But I think about that moment that I'll never have back again, and I'm thinking about when I see these guys like getting that emotion and having those feelings. And some of these guys are going to end up being legends that we'll talk about forever. And some of these guys are going to be guys in 5 or 6 years, like what happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? So for me, it's like a
Yeah.
juggle right now. It's like, you're seeing something that should be exciting, but also I can see the other side, like, oh man, like some guys thinking he's going to be in the top 10, he's probably going to fall to the like. It's the biggest. I guess it's the biggest. What's it called? Like a drama show that you can really watch.
Yeah.
Ever since Amanda guy Aaron Rodgers, when he ended up going so far, but it ended up being a great story at the end, because if he had went higher, he wouldn't have been as great. That's the funny thing about that situation. That might have gave him the motivation to be the dog he was, because a lot of these guys, they get picked high and then they kind of like they can relax, but instead they lose a lot of stuff. So this is gonna be exciting to me, man. And I just like to wait 2 or 3 years to see what happens with these people.
Yeah, Amanda, everyone's excited at this time of year, like the GMs, the teams, the fan bases, and then these prospects getting drafted. Everyone's celebrating. Everyone thinks like they've got the perfect draft. And so it's a fun time of year. I know you're excited to see what your Packers do. My Bears have three picks in the first two rounds. The Jets have a lot of picks. It's crazy times right now.
Yeah, this is one of those years where I feel like the Packers are kind of like biding their time for next year because like next year we have draft capital for days. So this year I'm a little concerned about what they do, but there's definitely some interesting players on the board, and I'm excited to see where some of them go.
Yeah, so let's get into this. I've done over 100 mocks getting ready for this. I'm glad it's finally here. This is going to be my final mock 6.0. And let's get into this. I'm going to go five picks at a time, and then you guys kind of like react to the picks that are made and ask questions or make comments, however you want to do it. So we're going to start with the Vegas Raiders, and everyone knows they're going Fernando Mendoza here. That's an easy one. The Jets at two. There's debate between Arvell Reese and David Bailey. I've been Arvell Reese this whole time, Amanda. He's the Micah Parsons type, off-ball linebacker slash edge pass rusher, and everyone wants to find the next Micah. So I think he goes two to the Jets. Three for the Cardinals. I've been going Francis Mawanoa this whole time, CC Mawanoa. But in this mock, I'll show you what I got here. The Dallas Cowboys are trading up. They're giving up number 12 and number 20 overall to move up to number 3. So the Cardinals are trading back, and the Cowboys are going to take linebacker Sonny Styles here. Abe, what do you think about the potential of the Cowboys trading up into the top 5? I think Arizona wants to trade back, but that'd be pretty crazy if Dallas moves all the way up like that.
Is it their forte to really do that? I mean, this
Not
draft
really, no.
this draft to me is kind of. I don't have any like strong people that I see. Like, ain't nobody just sitting out like this guy's gonna be a super stud. Now this has been the best combine we ever seen in history when it comes to the speed and the vertical jump and all these records being breaking. But there's no player in my mind right now that just shoots off the board for me. I think it's going to be one of those dice games with anybody you get. If I was the Jets, even though they have Brees Hall, I would try to get Jeremiah Love. I know it sounds terrible, but like Brees Hall has been hurt here and there, and he hasn't put up numbers like you think. He fumbled when he really shouldn't have. And I know it's not in the cards, we're running back at 2 since like Saquon or something like that. But this guy would be pretty effing awesome, I think, if you was to move him in the Jets. And I think the Jets could have a player. I don't like any pick for the Jets. I can't even lie, man. Like, it seems like every time they pick somebody, they always end up being bad. It's kind of like Cleveland, like, not saying that, Myles Garrett, yeah, great. Cincinnati, they like how they draft is kind of terrible all the time. It's like it's just you going to that team. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like you have a great player, they go to that team, and it's like sheesh.
Well, and it was crazy too, because you go back 2 years, the Jets had so much talent on paper on their defense. Their defense has not performed to the individual capacities of each player that they've had on that defense in a while now. They've had enough talent to do something. They just didn't have, I don't know, the passion for it. They weren't cohesive. But I like the Jets focusing on defense, and I like the Cowboys focusing on defense too, because they have a new defensive coordinator who was on a defensive position for the Eagles and the Broncos, and I can see him wanting to focus on bulking up this defense, especially seeing. I know Cowboys fans are trying to play it off like, oh no, Dallas won the Rashawn Gary situation. Like, oh yeah, Dallas is doing great. The the Rashawn Gary thing, we announced that we were going to let him walk, and then they gave us
Yeah.
picks for him. Like, you look at the Micah trade. The only reason they won that trade is because Micah got injured. So I absolutely think Dallas
They
should be
still
focusing on
lost.
defense here,
They still
especially
lost
with,
that trade.
yeah.
I'm sorry, they still lost that trade. I don't care.
No, they did, but Dallas fans have one thing, they're always optimistic and they're always delusional. I think that's the only way you can survive being a Dallas fan though. Like, so more power to them.
So Amanda, about this Sonny Styles guy at 3, he's crazy. He's a former safety turned linebacker. At the combine, he went absolutely insane. He's, according to the measurables, he's a bigger, faster, stronger version of Kyle Hamilton, which is insane because Kyle Hamilton was one of the best athletes coming out. So you're just seeing some incredible athletes in the
Yeah,
draft.
and then pair him with all the other signings that Dallas has been doing. You can see where
Yeah.
their focus is.
Yep. Yeah, I love what they've been doing. I think their
Kobe
defense is
Durant is
doing,
awesome.
yeah, much improved. I think Christian Parker, their new defensive coordinator. I mean, it's going to be hard to do worse than Matt Eberflus. So, um,
But that's your guy, Alex. I thought he was your favorite.
no, absolutely not. So Abe, you're right about Jeremiah Love. He could absolutely go number 2 overall. He could easily go number 3 if the Cardinals stay there. I got him going number 4 to the Titans. That combination of Cam Ward and Jeremiah Love in that backfield, I think is going to be crazy for the Titans. And then to round out the top 5, um, the Giants at number 5, I have them going wide receiver Carnell Tate. I believe this, you put him opposite Malik Neighbors, I believe this gives Jackson Dart that T. Higgins, Jamar Chase type of 1-2 combo at receiver that, could really elevate the Giants offense. First of all, Abe, what did you think of the Giants making that trade with the Bengals, sending them Dexter Lawrence and getting the number 10? So then now they got 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, I don't understand what the Bengals was doing because they could have just kept who they had there, and just paid them for a couple more years. But also, this is a draft heavy edge. So why not go get you an edge at 10? Like, why don't you get somebody that can put some sacks up, even though he's younger? And Dexter, I like Dexter, but I think he's more famous for his dance than he is his play. I'm saying consistency in play because he had a couple of good years, but he ain't no Warren Sapp. He's not a guy that you'll be like, okay, I want to trade for this guy. He's going to change my whole defense. Sure, he's a good guy. He kind of reminds me of Grady Jarrett. Like, Grady Jarrett's a great player, but he's not a guy that you can say, okay, our defense went from here to all the way here. Like, our defense, kind of stayed the same. We just got a guy that can make some plays, a guy that's a good leader probably. But I didn't even think Dexter Lawrence was a great leader because how he handled himself in the final couple of years in the situation, you want a new deal. And now you have this guy with the Bengals, and everybody know the Bengals are pretty much offensive loaded. So you're going to put him in there. It's rare that you have to really have a great D tackle to have like a captain tack mentality, one that can change a And he's a playmaker, but I don't see him being a game changer. That's a big difference. Like people say, the game changers and you got the playmakers. But I think he's a playmaker. He made plays, but last year was so bad. I don't see why they for the 10th pick. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, for the 10th pick, I'm like 10th pick is pretty high. You know, like maybe for a second rounder because how he played, and then you probably got to pay him like 30 something million. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Historically, Cincinnati has not been good at drafting players.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at their past couple drafts, how many of these players are out of the league now? Like they haven't done a great job the last 3 or 4 years. They have one good player each year for the past 5 years. I think that they're realizing one of their weaknesses is being able to draft players. So having someone who's already in the league who's proven when they're so lax at defense. Like this was their opportunity to bring in someone proven who they knew wasn't going to be a draft bust. So for me, it makes sense for them because they're just not lucky in the draft. I don't know if who their scouting team is needs to be reevaluated.
Mhm.
But their last few drafts have been abysmal.
Yeah, and to that point, Abe, they still have to pay him, right? They got to give him a new contract to make him happy.
And also check this out though. If that 10 pick end up being a miraculously good player, they're gonna look like
Yeah,
dumbass. I mean, because
yeah,
it's number 10 pick, and think about even at the 10 pick, I see if you're giving up the 10 pick. So the 10 pick, everybody going all the way down to 32. So 22 other people that you could have chose. If any one of those end up being a monster player, you lost in the draft to me. And Amanda, I
yeah,
agree with everything you said, but I'm just saying at the 10
Yeah.
pick, take a chance at 10. Like if it was like 30 or something like that, they about the same around there. But if
Yeah.
like you have 22 other players, so if one of them 22 players end up being great, you made a bad choice.
Yeah, there's going to be a generational tackle drafted in this first round, and they're going to be kicking themselves. But you know, if Cincinnati was the one trying to pick, they wouldn't pick the right player anyway. So,
Right.
yeah. That's the Bengals way. All right, let's go 6 through 10. So the Cleveland Browns are at 6. I got the Browns going Monroe Freeling, the best left tackle in the draft. It's a little bit of a reach. As you can see, they have him ranked 14 here, but the Browns need a left tackle, and they, from everything that I've been hearing, they love Monroe Freeling, so they take him here at 6. They would love to trade back and get him at like 12, but there was just no trade up partner there. The Commanders, they get David Bailey at number 7. The Saints, Ruben Bain at 8, the defensive end out of Miami. The Chiefs, corner Mansour Delane, they lost both their starting corners to the Rams this offseason, so they replaced them. And then the Giants with their second pick, so I gave them wide receiver Carnell Tate. I give them Ohio State safety Caleb Downs, so they get a playmaker on both sides of the ball. I think that's an absolute haul for the Giants. What do you guys think, Amanda? What do you think of that 6 through 10? Anything stand out?
the Commander situation, I think Edge is a good pick for them. I think it's crazy when you have a a great player on your team who like vocally, I mean, he's a free agent now, but Von Miller's like, yeah, I want to go back to Denver.
Yeah,
Like it's funny to me when like you have a guy, you could have kept him, like, but he just doesn't want to be there. Like he's not interested in playing for your team anymore. I think Von Miller should go back to Denver. I think he should retire a Bronco. I think it makes sense. It's a great story. I like the Browns pick. I'm intrigued about what the Browns are gonna end up looking like this season. I mean, we've got
hmm
a new head coach. We've got a quarterback situation from hell. We're bringing someone in who, I mean, Shador has shown little glimmers of potential greatness here and there. And then we're, bringing back Deshaun Watson, who, in the court of a public opinion, has a very interesting start to his NFL career. So I'm intrigued to see how that whole team, like, do they pull out of the dumpster fire? Do their draft picks help? Like, does Deshaun Watson earn the starting quarterback position? Does Shador take over at some point? So that's my soap opera team this year. I'm
yeah.
kind of watching them for entertainment value, but I do like the pick for them. I think it's a good choice.
Well, it doesn't help that Dylan Gabriel looked like an absolute bust when he played last year. So it's like,
Well,
you
drafting
know,
both of them was stupid. I don't think
yeah,
anyone who knows football thought Gabriel was going to be the guy. He's a
yeah,
third string quarterback at best.
yeah. I agree with you. Abe, what do you think of the Saints? So they were unable to get a new deal with Cameron Jordan. So do you like replacing him with Ruben Bain? And what they had Chase Young had a career high 10 sacks last year. So maybe Ruben Bain, Chase Young, that could be something to build on, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but Chase Young didn't have an amazing season. He's had a lot of sacks. I mean, like the sacks. I'm just saying the sacks he had were not. Think about it, he still missed 4 games. So if you say he had 10, 10 sacks in 12 games, if you watch the games like I have, he wasn't just like beating people off the ball or anything amazing. It was like he was on the field. So that's the biggest thing. Sometimes people don't understand. Like sometimes guys just on the field and they just be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
If I was Kim, I don't know exactly Kim. Like you say, he might have wanted money, might want to go someplace else. I think them drafting the edge would be good. Anything the Saints do, I don't really care about. I'm not really a big Saints fan, and it's nothing personal. I just don't really care what they do. I think the Giants, they can't spend any more money on rushers. They got so many rushers there, man. Like they got to get a safety. They got to get a. And I don't even know who's their middle linebacker. Who is the face of their defense really? They need to find a guy who's the face of their defense. They haven't really had a guy since Michael Strahan. If you think about it, Dexter Lawrence was more the guy than anybody else on their defense. So they definitely going to have to find someone that can like literally just stand out. And this is the Giants' defensive play caller. This is the guy that we love. This is the guy that's going to run our team. I think they're missing that. I think they're so young right now that they're kind of missing the leadership they need on defense.
Yeah, they did sign Tremaine Edmonds from Chicago, but I wasn't a big fan of him. Caleb Downs, he's like a locker room leader. He's a defensive captain. So I think that's a great pick for the Giants, going forward. And it's the Harbaugh era. I tell you what, I'm really excited to watch the Giants in year one with the new Harbaugh era with Jackson Dart, Cam Skattebo, get Malik Neighbors back. And if they can draft, they got 2 picks in the top 10. This is going to be a much improved roster for the Giants. Amanda, the Giants also bring over Isaiah Likely from the Ravens. Who else did they bring over from the Ravens? Pat Ricard, the fullback. I just like what they're doing.
Yeah, I like that they're still kind of an old school scheme. I think a fullback fits great there. And I think
Hmm.
Isaiah likely wasn't getting the amount of touches and attention he wanted. So I think it'll be a good fit for him too. It kind of gives himself like more of an open field because I don't think he was a favorite target. And I think he really kind of wants to be the star.
Yeah, yeah, but he'll have a great opportunity there in New York. Let's go picks 11 through 15. So Miami, I got them taking the Miami right tackle, Francis Mawanoa. For the Dolphins, they have so many holes on that roster, might as well get a franchise tackle. So that's why I go there. The Cardinals at
I would have gone receiver because they got Malik Willis and then cleared out their offense. But I mean,
I
they need
got them.
everything. I just
Well, and
Malik's my
trading
guy, so I feel bad for him.
they traded Jalen Waddle to the Broncos, so they do have a second first round pick at number 30. That's where I got them going receiver later. So, but yeah, they got so many holes. They don't have enough draft picks to fix that team.
Exactly.
The Cardinals at 12, I got them taking right tackle Spencer Fano. I love this pick. Pick number 13, the Rams. I got them taking USC wide receiver Makai Lemon. His NFL comp is Amon-Ra St. Brown. You add him with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, and Devontae is going to retire in a year probably as well. So I think the Rams are going all in trying to win the Super Bowl this year. So I like that pick. This is the best offensive lineman in the draft, guard Vega Ioane out of Penn State to the Ravens to help protect Lamar Jackson, get holes open for Derrick Henry. And then pick 15 for the Bucks, I got them going Miami edge Akeem Mesidor. I know he's 25 years old, but he's a beast. He led Miami in sacks last year, even with Ruben Bain on the roster. Um, Abe, does anything stand out about these picks? I love the Makai Lemon pick to the Rams.
Yeah, I like that also. But I think the biggest pick would probably be Baltimore and the old lineman. They definitely
Yeah.
gonna have to stand up and get better on that. Tampa Bay, the edge is kind of It's good, but I would look for a receiver. I mean, just because they
Yeah.
lost Evans, I would definitely let's see if we can find us a. I mean, they have a great receiver. I can't even front. They got old boy from last year, but the end of the year he didn't play as well. Like his numbers were great
Yeah.
for the first 10 games, then the last 7 games he kind of disappeared. So I would definitely get him
Well,
another young receiver to challenge him, so they can kind of build together. You have
well, to
two receivers.
challenge and to draw the defense, he was getting double teamed so much during the second half of the
Yeah.
season. So I do think they
Yeah.
need another receiver. I don't think he fell off. I think defenses just figured out their scheme. But I think Tampa Bay and Miami both definitely need a wide receiver as high as they can in the draft here. I was kind of guessing Mackay to Miami ahead of the Rams pick, but
That easily could be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
he's the best fit, I think, for Miami. Although you're absolutely right, they need like a whole new team. Like they're every
yeah.
position in Miami needs a new player, so they can't go wrong with anything.
Yeah, and Jordan Tyson is arguably the best receiver in the draft, but he's had injury history. And so that's the one thing that's making him kind of like fall off a little bit. But Abe, I got the Jets taking Jordan Tyson at 16. Does the injury history concern you, or do you like the fact that you're getting arguably the best receiver in the draft at pick number 16?
The only thing concerns me is the Jets picking them. Like I said, like sometimes you just have teams, and you can have a guy you think that he might can be a great team coming in with Geno Smith and having young receivers. I don't know if Geno's going to, because he just was like Vegas, and that didn't work
Mm-mm.
exactly at all how we wanted it to. So they got him back in New York, and he seems to be traveling. I just don't like when you have improved yourself. Like he's just doing. I just see him on so many podcasts and doing so many things compared to like, why don't you learn your players that you're with? You know what I'm saying? He's taking the advantage of being in New York and, having that second time around trying to do this. But why are you not like, why are you not see we not seeing you like literally throwing the ball, like not doing all this extra stuff trying to get your name out? Because everybody's just planning for after football. So that I think that's
Yeah.
going to be the biggest thing for me is going to be them. So I don't care who they draft, whether they draft a tackle, whether they draft a tight end, whether they draft a D lineman, they need to get him right. Like literally, this draft for them is kind of like, and I think this is going to be the draft that either makes or breaks Aaron Glenn because they had another losing season. You take Geno, then next year you have to get it. What they got 3 picks in the first round this year or something like that. I know they got a lot
Next
of
year, yeah. Yeah.
they got a lot of damn picks. So like, look, if you can make it through this draft next year, you have like you should be good. But I don't know. I don't know about Geno, man. I'm kind of skeptical about him.
Amanda at pick 17 out of the Lions taking the beast, huge left tackle, Kay Proctor out of Alabama. It's been weird, Amanda. They've been talking about, Dan Campbell said they were thinking about moving Penei Sewell from right tackle to left tackle. I wouldn't. Leave him over there at right tackle and draft a left tackle, right? I think that's weird.
I'm sure there's something we're not seeing in practice. Like maybe he's been better there, or maybe it's giving him, a refreshed energy or something. But yeah, it's weird. If you have a draft pick and you can take a tackle, just draft one for the position you need.
All right, so yeah, I got the Lions taking Caden Proctor at 17. The Vikings safety Dylan Thieneman, Oregon, with Harrison Smith considering retirement and might play one more year. That's a no-brainer for Minnesota. The Panthers, I have them taking tight end Kenyon Sadiq. They desperately need a tight end to upgrade that room. And Amanda, Bryce Young, we saw improvement from him last year. Towards the end of the year, they were able to win that division, make the playoffs. I want to keep adding to that offense, give him more weapons against Kenyon Sadiq like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good fit. I mean, if you're looking at how much improvement they've seen over the last year, like I feel like that's a good fit there. I don't have any issues with, yeah, I like it. I mean, they have other holes that they need to address too, but I think it'll work.
But some people are saying Kenyon Sadiq could go as high as number 9 overall to the Chiefs at tight end with Travis Kelce getting older. But I think this is great for the Panthers at 19. Kenyon Sadiq, I mean, do you like that for Bryce Young?
Well, that's what you do for a great quarterback. They did the same thing with Matt Ryan getting Julio Jones after they had, Roddy White. Then they went and got Tony Gonzalez. So if you want to get them an all-time team, Xavier Legette hasn't really been the guy they wanted to, but then they went and got the rookie. I can't remember the name right now. They went and got him last year. So this year, why not go get another? Yeah, why not get a tight end that can fit in with him, somebody he can grow with, somebody he can teach how he throws, and they can learn, and then it'll be his formed offense. So that would be a good pick for them. I think that'll fit perfect, just because they've been offensive minded the last couple of years. So why not?
And their offseason has been spent mostly on beefing up their defense. Like if you look at who they've signed in the offseason, Jalen Phillips, Devin Lloyd, like it's time to focus on offense. So I feel like they've kind of addressed their issues on defense. So I think it's a good fit.
Yeah. I got so Jermod McCoy, he's worthy of going number 10, like top 10. But the injury, he's coming off a torn ACL. They're saying he might need another knee surgery. I got him falling to pick 20, but the Cardinals, I like this pick for the Cardinals because they're rebuilding. They're in a major rebuild. The new head coach, Mike LaFleur, can afford to be patient and build this thing slowly. So I'm going to go Jermod McCoy here for the Cardinals. Amanda, the Steelers, we talked all last year about needing some wide receiver help for Aaron Rodgers, needing someone opposite DK Metcalf. They trade for Michael Pittman this offseason. How about bringing in Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana here at number 21? He gives them a run after the catch, a big play threat. They got the two deep ball guys. Now you get someone like Omar Cooper Jr. underneath. Do you like that?
I do like it. And McCarthy loves him a good wide receiver. So I think that's a great fit. I could see him absolutely going after him.
Yeah. Um, Abe, you were talking about this a lot last year about how you don't see DK Metcalf as being this, elite number one weapon. Do you like that the Steelers are bringing in guys like Michael Pittman and drafting a receiver to help Aaron Rodgers or whoever their quarterback is going to be out?
Well, that's y'all guys, so don't be trying to put it on me now. It's a different year. I'm giving him a different opportunity now. Hopefully, he can show that he's the guy that y'all love to death. But there's going to be it's like with Pittsburgh to me now. Losing Tomlin is just like I don't have a dog in that fight. I guess you can say like I don't really care about Pittsburgh as much now. I mean, Amanda probably still watching Aaron, but besides that, Pittsburgh is kind of a team that I don't think going to go a long way next year. They might. I don't know. Like I don't exactly know what their defense looks like besides TJ Watt. So for me, I think they could bolster on defense, but if they go get another receiver or someone to help them out, that'll be cool too. But I'm not really interested in them no more. This is straight just being selfish. Like you got rid of Tom, and I don't like you. I'm being like a little chick right now. I understand, but that's football and that's sports, man. When your favorite player get traded, you get traded with them.
Yep. For the Chargers, I got them going defensive tackle Caden McDonald, run stopping defensive tackle. That AFC West seems to be trying to run the ball, trying to go run heavy, in my opinion. So I like getting a run stopper. The Eagles, I got them going safety, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Amanda, those Toledo defensive backs, first Quinyon Mitchell, now this guy. Toledo putting out some elite defensive backs. It's kind of cool to see.
What a random position to specialize in. Like, all right.
Browns wide receiver, Casey Concepcion, a little speedster. He can do punt return, kick return, but he's an excellent wide receiver as well. Help out those quarterbacks. And
I mean, that wide receiver core is going to be stacked. If they get another good one, I mean, quick and small, like Jerry Jeudy, Isaiah Bond, like I think he would round out that receiver room really well.
Yeah, and who's that tight end they drafted last year? Harold Fannin Jr. I like the running back Quinshad Judkins. They got a lot of young talent in Cleveland. And then Abe, both of you guys, this is your worst case scenario. You don't want to see Peter Woods fall to my Chicago Bears. You're just asking for trouble if you let this guy go to the Bears. He was a top 10 pick going into the college football season. He kind of had a down year at Clemson, but so did everyone that was on that Clemson team. Abe, how do you think about the Bears getting a beast defensive tackle like Peter Woods?
Uh, that's what y'all need. I mean, y'all offense looks pretty good, and you can always get another receiver though. You can always get another.
Right?
You always get more help. Like one thing, Caleb has definitely stepped up his game and showed that he can play. Um, I don't know how long Grady Jarrett is going to play, but y'all definitely can take someone else and throw in that spot. Get them like to be able to be coached by Grady and learn how to be a professional by Grady will be a great situation for him. I'm a Gamecock, so I don't really care for the Clemson situation. But besides that, hey, I'm wishing everybody get drafted. Because I love to see the new emotion that they have now when it comes to draft. When I got drafted, it was like I was sitting in a little restaurant with my family, nothing big. But now you can see like the emotions. You can see how life changing it is. But also, if I was to tell the guys anything, like take it like a grain of salt. It's a great situation, but don't celebrate till after you retire. like,
Yeah.
like when you retire, that's when you celebrate. Right now, you still got work to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. Amanda, your Buffalo Bills, your AFC team, first they trade for DJ Moore from the Bears. So I love that for them. And then how about with the first pick, they're going to go Georgia linebacker CJ Allen. And he is exactly what they need after losing Matt Milano and their linebackers. You get CJ Allen, who is Roquan Smith is his NFL comp. I mean, that has to fire you up. And the Bills seem to try to be going all in now, trying to take the next step, get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's weird that they waited for like Keon Coleman to kind of break out before like bringing in the veteran receiver that we've been telling them they needed for 4 years. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that they finally addressed that issue so they don't have to try to draft someone young and develop them. It's nice that they have a rounded out wide receiver room starting the season and going into the draft. I think CJ Allen would be a great fit. Big guy. He's very agile. I think
Mhm.
I think it'll be nice to round out on the other side of the ball as well.
Yeah. Great run stopping linebacker with pass rushing ability, solid instincts, hard hitting linebacker, and new defensive coordinator for the Bills, Jim Leonard, too. I like that for them.
I mean,
Um,
I
let's
wanted him for
go.
Green Bay, so at least he went to my other team, so it's fine.
49ers, I got them taking left tackle Caleb Lomu with Trent Williams, about to retire, getting up there. So I got them taking their left tackle of the future. Texans, I got them taking right tackle Blake Miller. The Chiefs here, I believe I have the Chiefs taking, let's see, I think it's Denzel Boston, the wide receiver. Abe, do you like that for Kansas City, getting another wide receiver?
Yeah, it sounds like a healthy pick, and I think everyone's still waiting for Tyreek Hill to slide in over there. So I think
Yeah,
it'll be a good pick. But they really haven't had a great receiver since Ty, and
yeah.
that's a terrible situation to think how they make it to Super Bowls and how good this quarterback and how good this line has to be for. That just shows how good Mahomes is, though, because there's no top receiver on there. And that's the kind of thing that I think breaks you from like the Tom Brady's and him, like, even the Marinos. Like, you don't hear a lot about what their receivers did. You just hear about like they made it to a Super Bowl, or he had a pass thing with this guy. That's when you have a great quarterback. So I think getting a young receiver that has, because Worthy hasn't really. He's fast, and they got him for that, but we haven't. To say you that fast and you ain't scored like 10, 15 touchdowns in the game. I mean in the season is kind of crazy. You're that fast, so we got to find somebody that can be a number one receiver there.
Yeah, and Amanda, I like the Chiefs signed Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP, and then they bring in Justin Fields as a backup, and I have a feeling they're going to use Justin Fields a lot more than just a backup quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's super versatile, and I'm excited to see a team actually use him for what he should have been used for. I think
Yeah.
the Bears kind of underestimated his ability. And one thing you know about Kansas City is that they're not always going to stick with what players are expected to do. They're not afraid to move players around to shift kind of their agenda for that player. So I'm interested to see him actually get some use out of him because I think he's kind of been, I mean, scapegoated a little bit, kind of underutilized.
Yeah.
Maybe teams haven't believed in him enough. So I think we'll see more out of him than just being a backup, which should be good.
Yeah, he's been in situations where he's been forced into being a starter and playing within that offense. And Kansas City has the freedom to kind of, he's not your starter. You can kind of use him in creative and different ways. So, yeah, I love that situation for him. For the Dolphins here at 30, I have them going corner Colton Hood. Amanda, I would love to go wide receiver here, but there's just no one really available that I would take late first round. But in the second round, they can get one of these four that would be really good. And I think Chris Brazzell out of Tennessee has star number one wide receiver potential. So I think that would be a good one for them in the second round. But I'm going to go corner Colton Hood for the Dolphins here. It's an obvious need. Right now, their starting corner is Storm Duck. Raise your hand if you've heard of him before. So
Storm Duck, like
Storm
DUCK.
Duck. Yep,
Yeah.
DUCK.
That is a Nickelodeon superhero name, if I ever heard it. What's that? Comic? Storm Duck, huh? All right.
um, so check this out. At pick 31, I've got a trade. I've got the New England Patriots trading out of 31 with the Arizona Cardinals for their second round pick. They throw in a 5 to get this done. The Cardinals trade back up into the first round to draft quarterback Ty Simpson out of Alabama. Abe, what do you think of that move for the Cardinals?
I mean, it looks stupid, so it looks right. I mean, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Cardinals, so it looks like something, hey, let's just do something. But also, New England is known to drop out of the first round. They don't feel like they have first round caliber people, so that's
Yeah.
not a bad idea too. That was a good thought process by you. It makes sense, and they literally first round, second round is right there. Like it's really no
Yep.
different. If you're getting a pick that low, you might as well just go in the second round. Grab a couple things, but that's about it. Yeah, I can see it.
Well, and the reason I have them trading up is because the Cardinals are worried about the Jets here at the first pick in the second round taking Ty Simpson. Um, Either one of these teams are looking to draft him. I mean, I don't know if I trust him to be a successful pro, a starter in the NFL. Have you guys, either of you, seen much of Ty Simpson at Alabama?
Yeah, but I mean, I've
I mean,
watched. Oh, go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say I've seen snippets, but it doesn't always translate. I mean, but to be
Yeah.
fair, their quarterback room is Gardner Minshew, who is good for 2 good games every 4 years. Jacoby Brissett, who I think Jacoby Brissett has potential. I do not think the Cardinals buy into his potential. If you look at how he played in situations where he had to step in last year, like I feel like he could be a starter, but I don't think the Cardinals believe in him as their starter. So I don't think we're going to be able to see that potential because your team has to back you and has to believe in you to help that growth potential flourish. And the way they've treated him in the contract situation, I just don't think that they think he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy for now, right?
Yeah.
Amanda, what do you think of the LaFleur brother taking over as a head coach with the Cardinals? Do you think he's going to be a good coach like his older brother is?
I don't know.
He'll
I don't know how I
be
feel about
interesting.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna. I'm If the Cardinals win 11 games this year, I will eat my words. But just that situation with who they have and who their quarterback, like just like looking at everything, I don't think that he's going to be successful at least this year. I just
yeah,
that roster, it's definitely a rebuild kind of scenario, and I don't. So it's a rough place to start. It's a
yeah.
rough
There,
draft.
there's a couple pieces, Abe, like Marvin Harrison Jr. They got a brand new coaching staff, but I think it is a multiple year rebuild, right, for Arizona?
Definitely. They haven't even really, Brissett might not even be there. Like he's the quarterback they have now, but he's like, I need some more security. Like they don't even want
Yeah.
to give him more money. He went out there and played his butt off last year, and they want them to stay with $9 million as a backup. But you saying he just started. I just get the man a little bit more money, make him happy. But if
Yeah, but
so that's
isn't
why
it
I
only
said
like 1.3 guaranteed?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like 9 million would be okay if it was all guaranteed, but like he gets injured week 2 and he's their starter, like 1
You got
point
to at least
something
get
million.
25. You got at least got to get 25 as a starter though, because
Yeah, I'm just
you can't get 9 million
$1
and be a
million
starter.
dollars
Yeah.
guaranteed as a starter. Like that's some bullshit. And we've seen some huge starting quarterback injuries the past couple of years. Like you playing the whole season and earning all those non-guaranteed monies is not like that. That's so rude. That's such a slap in the face. Like,
Yeah.
I would be
And
holding out too. Shit.
he played well last year. You know, he actually did pretty well. So
He saved their
we'll
season.
see.
They just
Mhm.
didn't win
Yeah.
a lot. They just didn't
Yeah.
win a lot. He put up good numbers though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly, to round out the first round, the Seattle Seahawks, they lost Kenneth Walker in free agency. If you remember, Zach Charbonnet, I believe, tore his ACL in the playoffs. So he's probably going to miss the entire season. So I got the Seahawks going running back here. Another Notre Dame running back, Jadarian Price. I got the Seahawks drafting him. They did sign Emmanuel Wilson, but I think that's a need. Abe, what do you think of the Seahawks going running back here at 32?
Yeah, why not? Because you do need a solidified guy. You have the quarterback that you want in Damn Darnold. So why not get a running back? See if you can get the running back game. Because I mean, hell, the running back last year was the Super Bowl MVP. He got left. I mean, NFL is an amazing game, man. Like it's just weird as hell. Even the owner going into this talking about. Well, he asked me about his contract right now. Like it's like, dude, like why y'all got to do stuff? It is such a soap opera. And it is so like just weird. Like because when I played football, all the stuff that we're doing now, the talking and all that stuff, we didn't get a chance to. Like if the coach didn't like you, didn't know till you were gone. Like you probably got fired before that. Now it's just like people just straight up be like, "Hey, guess what he said?" I'm like, they just don't give a dang. But nah, that was a like running back would be good, or like they seem so stacked. All they got to do is just stay healthy. Like now,
Exactly.
for 40 years last year, we didn't think Seattle was going to beat us like this, but watching them in the playoffs and watching how other teams just falling off, like the Buffalo Bills, like the Lamar Jacksons, like all those guys are not looking as good anymore, and he just seems so poised and everything. Like all of them got drafted in the same draft, and he's like the one that's showing off.
To that point, Amanda, I mean, we were talking about the Cardinals. That division is so tough to try to get better in with the Rams, the Seahawks, the Niners, and they're all getting better, in my opinion. So it's going to be a
Yeah, that
tough.
division was rough this year. I mean, we've seen many years where teams have won 10 games in that division and missed the playoffs. Like that division is
Yeah.
just stacked and they're never they don't alternate years that they're good. I feel like the NFC North will like one team will stand out and then the next year another team will stand out. That division, they're always just competitive for like the same year and then they fall off for 2 years and they all get competitive at the same time. Like they're on the same cycle and they need to start like, all right, I'm gonna step back this year, you take over. But I mean it'll definitely if they make it to the postseason, they've taken out some of their big competitors in the NFC. So I think it'll be an interesting season to see how that all plays out. And
Yeah.
Seattle, there's only been a couple times when your Super Bowl MVP gets traded the year after you win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to be in a rebuild by any means, but they'll definitely look a little different coming into this season. And
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is married now, so maybe we've got, a little distraction. Like, so it'll be interesting to see how their Super Bowl hangover goes.
Yeah, they're still very talented, but we know that talent doesn't always translate to wins. Every year you never know. So let's wrap it up. That's the first round. So three picks I want to talk about, and then we'll be done. The Avion Terrell falls into the second round, Abe. So or the Jets, your former team, the Jets could get Avion Terrell, top of the second round. That would be a really good value there.
Yeah, I hope he goes. I hope he ends up in Atlanta to play with his brother, though. I think that'll be a great fit here. They don't really have a solidified corner to go with AJ, and I think him and his brother playing together will definitely help the whole squad, and also it'll be like a dream matchup. Just them two just running the NFC South. So I think that'll be a great pick if Atlanta chooses to do that.
Who do you
I've
have the
got you.
Packers taking?
So I'll get there in 1 second.
Okay. I was like,
Your
we're number
Packers
52.
are
Keep
next.
scrolling. You stopped like one pick too soon.
Abe, here's your Falcons at 48. I have them taking Georgia defensive tackle Kristen Miller. Put him next to Brandon Dorlus. He led the country in quarterback pressures. He played high school in Georgia, won a state championship there. Great value pick at 48. Would you like Kristen Miller with the Falcons?
I don't care. Like, I don't know. Hey, bro, I'm to like, they just got rid of Roro, so they do need a new D tackle. They traded Roro to Jacksonville, so they
Yeah.
definitely need a middle guy in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they how the biggest thing for them is their defensive coordinator though. That's why they had so many sacks last year. If you watch the sacks, he just know how to bring people. So you can put anybody in there. You don't really need a super disruptive guy. You just need a guy that can play the game of football. And if he can do that, he'll be fine with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll get to your Packers here, Amanda.
I was gonna
Gabe
say, it better be a
Elliott,
cornerback or an edge. All right, I'll take him. I'll take an
out
edge.
of Illinois. You put him opposite Micah Parsons. You also got Lucas Van Ness. That's pretty good. He combined for 19 sacks and 6 forced fumbles in 2 seasons at Illinois. Um, yeah, you signed Javon Hargrave, traded for Zaire Franklin. I was
Yeah.
looking at corner, but you can get a good corner in the third round. But the Packers defense is looking better, honestly.
Yeah. And I mean, we were looking fine last year until the injury. Like
Yeah.
I think we did the right things in the off season. I do like edge. Yeah, works for me. I'll take a cornerback too.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. The draft tomorrow night. Can't wait. I'm excited. We'll see, how good our teams look after the draft. We can do a draft grades episode, but thanks for taking the time. Thanks as always, Abe. Love your insights. Love your shit talk. Amanda, always with the shit talk. Always bringing it.
I didn't even talk
Um,
any shit tonight. Okay, listen. The
you
Packers,
talked a little.
we didn't have a first round pick. Who did I talk shit about?
You were
Cleveland.
talking. You're talking shit about somebody.
I mean, I'll talk all the shit about Cleveland because they're a shit show. They're my soap opera. I mean, you can't tell me anyone is signing in to be like Cleveland's going to the Super Bowl this year. No, we are just watching to see what trauma and what news. I mean, it's a weird team this year. Hey, did I
The
talk shit
Browns.
tonight? I feel like I was tame. I was really tame.
She's always bringing the heat, but we got through our technical difficulties. We got this one recorded. The draft's tomorrow night. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Have a great week, guys. Peace out.